about now, but of course I want to bring you straight away to the show. And just like I told you earlier on, I'll be having my guests today in the studio, and right now they are with me in the studio. And of course, before even I introduce again what we're going to talk about, I would love them to first introduce themselves. And ladies first. Men's law of motion.
Okay.
It starts with ladies. Yes.
Okay. My name is I'm called Sharon Nambakile. I'm from Mental Health and Mental Illness Awareness Foundation.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, and then a gentleman on the other side.
Hello viewers, my name is Opio from Mental Health and Mental Awareness Foundation, Mhamia.
Okay. By the way, what is Mhamia? I saw you wearing Mhamia, I saw him wearing Mhamia, and I was like, what is Mhamia? For the beginners.
Oh, for the beginners, it's all about creating awareness about mental health.
Okay.
Yeah, educating people about mental health.
Oh,
yes.
Okay. So for a person who is watching out there, probably a viewer, I would love to say this is the opportunity to get to know or get to understand about mental illnesses, especially today we are specializing in children. In most cases, actually, let me say, this generation is ignored to be, there is really nothing much that they are suffering from, apart from maybe they are hungry or something of a kind. But today, at the end of the day, you will understand about mental health in children. So before even I ask about mental health in children, can somebody tell me what is mental health? Mental health, like for a person who might be hearing this for the first time, who wants to understand about the term mental health.
Okay.
A gentleman, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. When we talk about mental health, we talk about our mental well-being. It's as important as our physical well-being. You know, this can impact all our aspects of life.
Okay.
From how we cope up with stress, manage situations, also like just relating with the people around us. Yeah, so that is simply how I can introduce
mental health. Yeah. Okay. And then now when we talk about mental health in children, what does it mean? Because for me, as an adult, I can be like, okay, right now I'm mentally disturbed, and if you ask me why, I can give you like very many reasons. Now let me understand mental illness or mental health in children, these young little ones.
Okay, to talk about mental health in children, this is literally equally the same as it is with adult persons. Okay. It
just switches from adult to a young person.
Yeah, surely. Their physical, their safety, and all their kind of well-being, it's equally as the same of those of adults. You know, children, how do I say this? Maybe I should say how it can impact or affect their way of life. Okay. You know, like when, let's assume like a child is mentally disturbed, it affects like their education, how they relate with their friends, you know, their behaviors, you know, stuff like that. Okay. Yeah.
Wow. And now when I'm still on children, like what are some of the mental illnesses or things that really bring these mental problems to children? The common things, probably the common causes of mental illnesses in children.
Actually, there are many, but in children sometimes it's all about the community we live in. Some mental illnesses are neurodevelopmental, like you are born with it. Let's say like autism. Born, yes, like autism, you're born with it in children, and it's very, very bad. When parents or anyone have a child suffering from autism, you can find that this parent cannot even work because you have to focus to that child.
A specific child, okay?
Yes, because they disturb a lot. So there are many mental disorders. But in children, there are those which are neurodevelopmental. You're born with it. Yes. And
apart from the one you're born with, is there another cause of maybe mental illness or mental?
There are very many. Okay. They have anxieties. These are mental illness, all types. It's found in children and also in adults. But since we are here for children, so there are
anxiety. Today dealing with children, okay?
Yes.
Anxiety.
Depression. Okay. There is bipolar, there is autism. There are many, trust me. Can even sleep here talking about them and explaining.
What can depress a child?
A lot of things can depress a child.
Okay.
Let's have a look at these homes where like there is a lot of domestic violence. You know, the child
every time
sees,
fighting,
the
fighting.
father is fighting the mother. You know, stuff like that. Those things start to affect these children, and it affects their mental well-being.
Okay.
Yeah. Other things that can affect a child's mental well-being is also like environment. Like, let's say, like moving a home. Okay. Today you hear the kid has like the friends. After some time you shift them to another place. You know, they feel they miss the other people.
Okay.
You get it. It affects.
They're used to these friends,
yes.
and now they are in the other place. Okay.
So it affects how they perform, like every other thing at home, how they think, you know, how they present their themselves.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I think I should also say this, like when a child loses someone so close to them.
Okay.
Like a parent, a sister, a brother, something like that, it also affects them mentally.
Sure.
Yeah,
just
so
like any other person.
Just like any other person.
Sure. Okay. And now when I look at, somebody is a child might be depressed or going through a mental problem. What are some of the signs that can make you tell, okay, that child might be going through a mental problem or illness or depression? What are some of those signs?
Many parents these days, or this generation, they work hard. Trust me, they work hard to put food on table. Sometimes they don't mind about the children, what they are going through.
Okay.
So children start doing stuff, even you don't recognize it. So there is this part of a child being, is it child neglect? That part.
Yeah.
These kids feel really bad. As Mhamia Foundation, we had a project outreach. It was there in Masaka. We found these children. They were asking big questions about mental health, and I wondered why, where they got this thing from.
Okay.
So there is this kid who stand up and he was like, me when I lost my father, I did not sleep like it's like 1 year.
Wow.
So that is what Moses
That's
was
sleepless nights, okay?
Yeah. You feel like you can't sleep.
Okay.
You be like you're tired sometimes, you know. You be sad, that sadness, that persistent. You be sad all the time. But sometimes parents, they don't see that. If the kid is sad, there's this being sad and you be normal. But there is this persistent of being sad.
Something is wrong.
Yeah, something is wrong with this kid. But you don't see it, or you see it, but you be like, you will be okay, there is another day.
You
So
keep on ignoring, okay?
You ignore. People ignore signs of mental health.
I
Seriously.
think we should say that from our communities, our localities, parents don't give much attention to identifying, you know, like how even just like their children, like behave.
The change of emotions, body changes.
Emotions.
Okay.
Like they take time until maybe it's really so serious, you know, that's when they will start to give it a little attention here and there. You get it. Yeah, so other things also like isolation. When this child is mentally disturbed, the child will start to isolate from others, not as playful as before, not even as interactive, not just with even like father or the mother as before. So you'll start to see these signs from them, and you can tell that something is wrong with this young boy, with this young girl.
Is there a possibility that even technology and science today must have caused to some of the, let me say, mental illnesses in children, and probably how?
Yeah.
Technology and science.
Especially social media.
Okay.
It has done, is it?
More harm.
It is good, more harm than good. It is
children,
good
How?
to children and to youth, especially. Because you can find right now a kid of 5 knows a phone, can go on YouTube, which is good because we are living in the world which is really running very fast.
Yeah, sure.
So children, they use phones, but parents, they give children phones. It's very, very good, and I love it when you give a kid a phone, but are you following what this kid is about or is watching? TikTok, YouTube, they don't follow, but they give you a phone full of data bundles, you go and watch.
They don't want to monitor. What is the kid watching? Probably.
They don't monitor. Many of they don't monitor, which is very sad to this community of ours.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So in case you're watching out there, you can as well probably contribute on our social media platforms. Anyway, probably the way you understand mental illnesses in children, what has caused it, and probably possible ways we can carve that graph probably down out there. But for now, I want us to take just a very, very short break. And when we come back, we shall talk about possible ways to prevent these mental illnesses in children, and also maybe how let me say the environments that these kids really gather, for example, schools, how they can also help, and then entirely the society out there, and probably to any person who owns a child or who stays with children, or who takes care of a specific kind of children out there. So we shall pick up from there shortly after this break. Of course, it's still the lunch vibe on Uganda Catholic Television. Let's go for a short break. We shall be coming back shortly. Still have my guests who are discussing with us about mental health in children, and of course why we chose this one today is because we have always been so much mindful about ourselves as adults. Yes, a fellow big person, how are you doing? But it's very rare for really somebody to be in the morning, like you first ask your child, how are you doing? Are you feeling anything like this? Like they are always okay. Once they wake up, make sure they have tea or maybe breakfast. That is all. And maybe have they gone to school if they are studying?
Before you know it, they're going playing.
They are going to play. And maybe you don't know they've been disturbed in playing, or something has really changed their emotions out there. That brings mental illnesses. So still with me in the studio, I have Sharon and Moses, who are all from, that is Mhamia. Yes, Mhamia Foundation. Yes. And they're discussing with us about mental health in children. So we talked about really what causes some of these mental illnesses and signs, how you can tell probably a child is going through some mental disturbance right there. So now, is there a possible way, maybe, before even I talk about family, let's talk about places that our really kids be. There are kids even who are in boarding session, even they're in P1, P2, even I've never seen a kid in boarding in nursery. So now, like these kids who are at school, let me say the people at school, the administration, maybe the matrons and the entire school, how can they help to make sure these kids' mental well-being is okay, so that they can focus, concentrate academically? Because in most cases, I see kids spend about 3 months with us at home, but the rest of the months they're actually at school. Because they go 3 months a term, they come for 1 month. They again go for 3 months, they come for 1 month. They go for 3 months again, then they come for like 1 month. Like, how can schools help as well?
Okay, how can schools help in this? It's all about the administrations. If they really consider that mental health matters in our communities where we live with children, like they come up with strategies of putting, like as Mhamia Foundation, we go in different schools, we try to put clubs of mental health. But if these schools or principal, they need to be taught what mental health is, even before like trying to help someone. You have to be somehow okay. Exactly. They have to be taught what mental health is, and even before the schools, it's I think it goes back to our government. If our government can come out and like they bring up a topic seriously, do you grow up like knowing about mental health?
Not really.
Not really.
You have to be sensitized about it.
Exactly. So the stigma is still even too much in our communities. So if the principles of headmaster be taught about mental health, or if the government truly they come up with a topic, as we had that they brought the system of Chinese languages, Swahili languages, it's very good. But if they can come up with a topic about mental health, that will really, in a way that kids really, they go to school primary level, they understand about mental health.
What are some of the best strategies of handling or dealing with anxiety, depression, stress in children?
In schools or in the community?
Yeah, generally.
How they can deal with it.
Yes. Because as a child, you may not really understand how to deal with it. But you as an adult,
parent.
yes, what are the strategies we can help these kids deal with anxiety, depression, and mental illnesses probably?
I would say that it starts with the family, because these are children.
Okay.
It's we the parents to understand these children. If there is a change in behaviors, you really have to recognize that change, and you'll be like, why my child is like this? It starts with the family. It starts with the family. That is what I can say. Before the kid be like, I can deal with anxiety. It starts with you, a parent. Yes. Okay,
and also looking at where these kids come from, let me now take it back to our indigenous way of living. How does probably, when you talk about culture and also where we come from, how can we help naturally or traditionally or with the help of culture? How can we help to make sure these kids really grow up but are not in that lane of, as young as they are, they're going through stress, anxiety, depression? Yes, how can we help them?
Well, that's a good one. Thank you so much, moderator. I want to say that these children, the children nowadays are exposed to so many things. Yeah. And one, I want to take us back to something we were trying to ask, how technology, earlier, how technology now is maybe affecting these children's mental health. We all have like our different cultures and different kind of how do I say it, like cultural kind of
ways of life,
something like that. But when these children are exposed, like they to
the modern world,
to the modern world. Okay. They meet new friends. They watch things from TV. They start to learn and adapt like newer and strange kind of behaviors. Okay, and after a while they will start to forget like about the initial kind of cultural way of life that was being instilled to them by their parents. And I think that is where most of like parental guidance here and there is actually required. Yeah, this children need to be talked to, like most of the time. Okay. Talk to them, and instead of you like how can I bring this out?
Leaving them like in self-learning.
Yeah, you don't have to just leave them all be there, watch the TV, be with the phone, and this and that. No, it's not really.
I remember even growing up, there were always these sessions. After you guys have showered, you sit along with an elder, and then they tell you stories, very nice stories, and then there are those who are curious, asking questions, and some of them are entertaining. Some of them put you in a question like, okay, and then what happened? So probably, are you trying to say we should once in a while get back to that?
That was the best way to live. Okay. Yeah. That was the best way to live. The children learn so fast. Like they learn so fast, and when they see something, they want to do it. They just don't want to see, then they leave it there. They see it and they want to practice it. Okay. So you start to see this and that, and you can tell that something is wrong somewhere.
Are there some of the challenges or barriers to that actually hindering us from accessing those mental health services or sensitizations? What are some of those challenges in our society today?
I can say that mental health is one of the topics that has been, that people don't give much of their time and attention to. Like, it's still like something that is less talked about. Okay. From down there, from the communities and the villages. And that is why we are actually here today. Okay. Yeah, that is why we came up with the idea of the Mhamia Foundation, so we can help like people sensitized about the
mental health.
The mental health.
I was actually asking about the challenges. What are some of those things that have hindered communities, individuals from accessing these mental health services or sensitizations or information?
So I think people in our communities, because we have been in communities, so you find people in communities, kids they know, like we have Butabika Hospital.
Okay, yeah.
It's the first hospital, it's free of charge by the way, but people fear to go there. When you ask some of the people in the community, you'll be like, who knows Butabika Hospital? They'll be like, yes, I know, but like if you ask, who are the people they take there? Mad people, only. Those are
they don't know you can just read inquiries, consultations.
Yeah, and being mentally healed.
Sit there.
Yeah, and being mentally healed, it doesn't mean you have to be with a wound, but it's the mind. Everyone who has a mind can have a mental health issue.
Okay.
But these people in our community, the stigma is still much, and we are trying as Mhamia Foundation to create that awareness, to educate these people that a person to go in Butabika Hospital, you don't need to be mad, but anxiety, depression, doesn't mean that you have to be mad to be with, beating stones that they refer you to Butabika Hospital.
Okay, so, as we wind up, I would love to ask two questions. One, probably a general advice to any adult who stays with his kids and probably how they can help kids grow in a healthy way mentally. And then the other, I would love to talk about the Mhamia, probably which kind of these very services that you guys give that help one person or the other to live in a healthy life mentally. Yes, let me start with probably a general word to any other parent, guardian, any adult who deals with kids. Yes.
Okay, I can say that one is these kids need our time.
Okay.
These kids need attention. Sometimes it's really so hard. I mean, it's so hard to tell when a kid is having like a mental disorder or illness, like we started earlier.
Yeah.
That's why like parents need to take their time to sit down and understand these kids, and understand these children, understand how they behave. By doing so, you can be able to tell, like, at first sight, like there is something wrong with this kid today, and you can start to attend to that definitely.
Okay. All right. Now talking about Mhamia, like when we were actually jazzing before the show, you told me there is an activity taking place tomorrow.
Yes.
Yes. Would you talk about it slightly?
Yeah, we have an activity. It's called Mhamia May Summit. Since May is a mental health awareness month, as Mhamia Foundation, we are here to create awareness about mental health. We came up with an event. It's going to be at Pearl Highway Hotel in Chibuye. So where people are going to come, they gather, they be educated about mental health. We are having different guests, different people from different communities, youth, children, everyone is going to be there. Tomorrow, we are starting at 10 a.m.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Any last say, probably, or shouts to your friends, family, fans?
Yes. May I want to shout out to my mother, who has been so supportive in everything that I've been doing in my life, and my brothers and my friends, plus my team, Mhamia Foundation. Thank you for the hard work we have been doing to be here today. So thank you so much. And to all parents out there, make children your friends, because my mom, she's my best friend. Everything that happens to me, I run to her.
Apart from being a parent, you should be a friend,
she's my friend. So make children your friends.
Okay, and on the other side of the gentleman?
Well, I want to start by saying thank you UCTV. Thank you, Rixel, for hosting us. It's actually such a pleasure. Shout outs. I really have a long list of people to say hello to. But then I think I want to start by saying hello to my mother, just like she did, and my dad. Thank you so much. Like, it's because of them that
Are they watching?
I talked to Dad in the morning, and I'm sure he must be watching.
Okay, fine.
Yes, I don't know, he must be really feeling so proud. Also, shout outs to Francis, shout outs to Standing Bridals, Becky, Konsi, Asaba, and a lot others that actually are watching.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much. In case you're tuned right there, today I've been having a team all the way from Mhamia, and they actually deal with mental health sensitizations and probably a guide out there. Probably, oh, I was forgetting, in case somebody wants to get in touch with you, are there certain contacts they can ring? Or social media handles? Yes. Yeah. You would read out in like 30 seconds. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Right. Okay. In case you want to reach out to Mhamia Foundation, you have any inquiries, you can call us or text us on WhatsApp at 07568 35791. Or you can reach out to all our social media handles. It's Mhamia Foundation, as you see it. Mhamia Foundation.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. And as well, in case you have an idea about mental health, you can also follow us on that is our YouTube, where we normally drop this kind of interviews or this kind of interactions. And you can also keep the conversation going out there on any idea you have about mental health in children, in youths, in also elders, rather. Maybe next time we shall talk about something different from children as we keep it moving, because now we shall move now, I think, to youth. And also maybe mental health in by gender, female or male, depending on what we shall schedule on that. Okay, for now, I want to take you through just a song, then I'll come back to wrap up with the show. Thank you so much for passing by.
Thank you so much
for coming to UCTV.
So
it's my pleasure. All right, let's go on this one. We shall be coming back straight away. It is still the lunch vibe on UCTV.